What is going on, guys? Dave from Wake Up It's Football, bringing you guys the 5th episode of GMing the Jacksonville Jaguars. So in this GM league, pretty much what we decided to do for free agency is if anyone wants to re-sign certain free agents, they have to go through a re-signing process. So what you're seeing here is an example of some of the players. These are all players that their respective teams wanted to re-sign. They put a certain bid on each player, and next to that is the current bid by a different team. Now, once the bidding ends for that player, which is within a 48-hour time frame, if that player does not receive another bid, the team that originally bid on him has a choice whether they want to match the bid or let him go to the other team. So I was able to bid on 4 or 5 players that I wanted. 3 players got the bid matched, but I actually, since I saw that those players were getting their bids matched, and I saw how much cap space I had in the last episode, I had about 60 to 70 million. I can't remember what it was. In this episode, we upped it up a little bit because the NFL just came out with more money to give to every team. So every team got 3 more million to work with. I was like, you know what? I have 80 million in cap space. Let's go sign the guy that I really want. So here's the team. Here's my team right now. You might see a new name in there. I'll get to that in a second. But here's the offensive roster. I want to get to Alex Mack first. Now, you see next to Alex Mack, he's the Jacksonville Jaguars, or my Jacksonville Jaguars' new center. I think he's one of the best centers in the league. But you see that figure right next to him, $13 million. Now, that $13 million would be just for that one season, since this is just a one-year league. Not one center in the world will ever get paid $13 million unless it's in the year 21-14. In 2014, no center will get 13 a year. But the reason why I gave him 13 was because A, I had 80 million in space. B, I have a lot of money to spend. I don't feel like I'm going to spend it all. And C, everyone was matching my bid, so I thought I would put 13 million there, secure Alex Mack for sure, because I could definitely afford to spend 13 million on a player I really wanted. But on a center, I know it's too much. You'll never see that. Realistically, if I had to offer him a contract, it would probably be in the $6 million per year range, just because that's what probably a very good center would go for in the NFL. But 13 million, I understand. Too big of a number. In this fantasy GM league, let's roll with it. So we got our center. I've got my starting left tackle, my starting right tackle, my starting right guard, my starting center. Still have a hole at left guard, but I'll eventually figure out what I want to do with that. I'm probably going to draft somebody for that left guard spot. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But the bigger move, guys, we got ourselves our franchise quarterback in Kirk Cousins. After long negotiations with the Washington Redskins, I finally got Kirk Cousins. We'll work down to the trades here in a second to break that all down. Here's the defense. Defense hasn't changed, hasn't moved. I haven't done a whole lot with the defense. Cap numbers. So we're sitting at 82.2 million in team salary. Salary cap is set at 149. I've already explained why that is with the rollover and all the money that the NFL is handing out to teams now, from 123 to 133. Dead money is at 2.2 million, and I'm currently $67 million under the salary cap, so I still have a whole lot of money to spend, and free agency hasn't started yet. The Alex Mack and all the free agency stuff I showed you guys earlier, that's just the re-signing process. Free agency hasn't started. Free agency, I believe, starts in the next week or so. So there's still a whole bunch of holes left for me to fill, and a lot of money for me to spend. Draft selections there. I have 11 draft selections. Roster size 36 out of 53 players. But let's get to the trade here. You see down there, trade number 5. The Jacksonville Jaguars trade the 2nd round pick, number 60, for Kirk Cousins. Now, if you look up at trade number 1, when I traded Justin Blackmon, I got that 2nd round pick as well as 6th round pick. So ideally what I did was I traded Justin Blackmon for Kirk Cousins and a 6th round pick, and I think Kirk Cousins is a franchise type of quarterback that you want to build around. So here's my message to the entire GM league. Today was a great day for this organization as we feel we have secured a young franchise quarterback. After ongoing negotiations with the Washington Redskins, we felt that it was in our best interest to trade for Kirk Cousins. He's young, he's talented, and we think he can win us some football games here in Jacksonville. We signed Mack just the other night, and we feel that we're building a heck of a squad to support Kirk Cousins. I personally felt that there was one or two quarterbacks in this upcoming draft that could compete with Kirk Cousins, but spending a third overall selection on a quarterback was not necessarily the ideal scenario for us. We decided that with Kirk's experience as a third-year player would give him the advantage when comparing him with the rookie class of quarterbacks. With all of that being said, we're a long way from where we want this team to be, but I can assure you that we're okay at quarterback. So that is the little press release I decided to send out to the league. We got ourselves our franchise quarterback there in Kirk Cousins. I feel like Kirk can be a very good quarterback in the NFL, and I thought that I had to go out and get him. I was really scared that someone else was going to go and trade for him, so I'm glad I traded for Kirk. I know second-round pick is high, but if you think about it, the scenario that I laid out, I really traded a very, very troubled Justin Blackmon, who's one strike away, for Kirk Cousins and a sixth, and Kirk potentially being a franchise QB. So, I feel like I made out with this deal. I think I'm a little shallow at the wide receiver position right now. If you see there, Cecil Shorts, Ace Sanders, and Mike Brown, I'm going to have to fill some of those holes there. But, I think I'm doing a good job. I think I got a starting quarterback. I think I got a starting running back. The offensive line is pretty much set. So I'm working on that offense right now. I think the defense, for the most part, is very good. With filling some holes. I think there's a lot of holes left to be filled. I think a couple of guys will end up being cut. But stay tuned for episode 6, episode 5, big banger. Brought you guys the franchise quarterback and Kirk Cousins. I think that's our guy. But stay tuned. Free agency is next week. We'll see if the Jacksonville Jaguars, GMing this team, we'll see if we fill more holes in free agency, and then it's on to the draft. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.